Mary. I've been teaching Zoom yoga for the last 5 months and wanted to share with you some tips on how to get the most out of this experience as a student. Step 1 is to set up your space. So make sure you've actually got room to move. If you've been to one of my classes, you know I don't. I kick the door in three-legged dog, I bash my head in halfway lift. Unfortunately, that's just the space I have in my house, but if you can get somewhere where it's your length and a half long by your length and a half wide, you're going to have way more freedom to move around without risk of injuring yourself or others. Let the people around you know when you're going to be doing yoga. You might lie on the floor, you might randomly extend your hands out. You don't really want to smack anyone. It's going to start fights. You're going to get out of the zone. The second thing that is quite important is your camera angle. You can skip this section if you practice with your camera switched off, but if you want me to be able to see you and encourage you and offer you advice, where you place your camera is super important. I have lots of students who might not have the space to distance their camera from their bodies, and so I spend most of the class trying to work out what's going on in their legs and head when I can only see the middle of them. So if you can place the camera far enough back from your body so that I can actually see you from head to toe, if your arms get cut off, don't worry too much about that, then I can offer more tailored advice. We can get a better idea of what's working for you. Your facial expression tells me so much and it just makes it more of a dialogue. I can see what you're doing. It's not like it's recorded and fixed and you just do it and you don't know if you're doing it right. I'm there with you, I'm here to help. The other thing you'll want to do is make sure it's not angled too high or too low. Zoom has a feature where you can go in beforehand and check how your video looks. So you can go into the settings option and you'll show a display video and you can work out where to position your camera so that I can see you. If you are fortunate enough to have two screens, such as a laptop and a phone, or maybe an iPad, or maybe your phone even connects to your television, you're laughing. Get the camera that works best. This is usually, but not always, your phone, and angle that sideways view onto you so that I can see you from head to toe. You can use the same Zoom link to sign in on a second device, maybe a laptop, and position that somewhere where you feel comfortable looking at the screen to see what me and the rest of your classmates are up to. There's just a couple little points on the tech. If you're using a phone or a laptop, make sure it's fully charged or plugged in for the class. The most heartbreaking thing is to go through a sweaty flow class and everyone's working super hard and then someone gets cut off before Shavasana and you know that they've not had the rest that they needed. If your laptop, iPad or phone switches off after a number of minutes of you not touching it, it can black out your screen. So if you just check that your screen timer is set so that you can be inactive for an hour and you don't have to poke buttons or anything. Another thing you might be able to control is the temperature of your room. So if you're doing quite a sweaty class, it's a kind thing to open a window for yourself. Let it be an open, airy space. Equally, if we're doing a yin or restorative practice, you might want to have blankets nearby or pop your heating on if it's winter. These little touches, while they seem quite small and obvious, actually help to create a really grounding and fulfilling experience for you as we practice online. And the last thing I wanted to go through was some alternative yoga props that you can make with stuff you've got at home. The key here is to think of the function, not the form. So if the function of your block is to bring the ground up to you, for example in triangle pose, then all you need is something sturdy that'll lie flat on the floor that you can press a little bit of weight into as you practice. Books are great for this, like a big chunky hardback, an encyclopedia. If the purpose of the block was to support the knees during a supported butterfly pose, you might use a stack of blankets or a pillow from your bed folded in half instead. Bolsters are beautiful things for yin and restorative yoga, but there's actually a little hack you can do to make them out of stuff you'll have lying around. If you have a beach towel or bath towel and a pillow off your bed, you can actually make a little bolster burrito by squishing your pillow up as though you're stuffing a sleeping bag back into its pocket so that it becomes really tight as you roll and you have a bolster. And you can do this with as many pillows and towels as you like, and even if you've got a bolster already, having a spare one at hand for restorative and yin is just going to make you super prepared and allow you to have a really luxurious, lovely class. Another prop that's easy to improvise is the yoga belt or strap. You could use the belt off your dressing gown or a regular belt. You can use a scarf, just make sure it's not so thin that you're gonna damage it. Or you can use a piece of clothing or a tea towel. Really anything that you can hook around a foot. With these tips, I hope that you have a great Zoom yoga experience. If there's anything else you're unsure of or questions you have for me, leave a comment or you can email me at marilouyoga@gmail.com. I'll leave links below to the website and Instagram if you want to have a look. And if you're enjoying my yoga content, why not? You could subscribe, then you'll get a little notification and it'll arrive somewhere, I guess, in your little feed of doobly-doos. Yeah, thank you so much for watching to the end. It means a lot to me. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.